Hello YouTube, today I'm going to be telling you guys how to lubricate and maintain your well or your TSD or UTG L96. Alright, first you want to start off with your large wrench that comes with the gun and put the bolts in the stock. You're going to remove cheek rest, screws. Alright, you want to pull out the cheek rest, put that aside. And then there's this pin right in front of the trigger guard, and you're just going to want to push down on that. Sometimes it might be hard for your gun, so I recommend getting your Allen key and going ahead and just pushing it forward. You'll see it stick out to the trigger guard. And then you can go ahead, pull out the whole bolt. You can put the gun aside if you'd like. And this is where all your internals are. You know, your piston, your spring guide. Alright, so you're going to need some Cheeto nose pliers. So go ahead and you're going to put them in through these two holes. You're just going to open it up. Be careful not to crush the nozzle or something like that. You're just going to go ahead and unscrew that, just like that. Keep going until you can feel that you can remove it with your hand. Careful, it might shoot out at you. Go ahead and unscrew this, pop out your cylinder head. This is where you have your spring, piston and everything. Alright, so what I recommend that you go out and buy in order to lubricate your gun is some Permatex dielectric grease and some Permatex white lithium grease. I bought these at Pep Boys, probably less than $7 for both. What you want to do for the white lithium grease, you only want to use this on the outside for your cylinder and on the spring guide, but that's it, because this one could eat away at your seals on the O-ring and you don't want that. So that's what the dielectric grease is for. You go ahead and use this one to put all around the O-ring and all around the piston. Since mine already has some, I don't have to worry about that right now, but I will show you how I lubricate this part since it's dry. Alright, I'm going to go ahead, and one thing I do recommend is that for the cylinder head, I'm going to take off the old Teflon tape. I want to buy some Teflon tape, real cheap, Home Depot or Lowe's, and you just want to wrap that around the cylinder heads. Gives it a better seal. You go ahead, just grab the piece, just like this. I'm gonna put it on just like that. Just turn it a couple times, 4 or 5 times or so. Just make sure it doesn't get on the bottom. I'll show you what I mean. Just make sure it has a nice, good amount. Alright, make sure it's pretty tight, and just go ahead and rip off the piece. Alright, and just make sure there's none on the bottom, and you'll be alright. So assuming you already put some of the dielectric grease around the O-ring, go ahead and just screw this back on. Just go ahead and push down, get it to line up. There it is. Alright, go ahead and screw this back on. Come on. It's kind of slippery. Alright. Now it might be kind of tight, seeing as you just put the Teflon tape on, so try to figure out a way to get that on. There you go. Now do it as much as you can with your hand, and then go ahead and tighten this. Now it's very important that you screw this in all the way as tight as you can. Not too tight, but make sure it's all the way, or else the piston will not be able to go, or not the piston, the cylinder will not be able to, won't fit in the gun all the way, and you won't be able to put that pin back in. So make sure it stops. Alright, that's pretty good. Now you're going to want to take your white lithium grease. Well, first you're going to want to wipe always, before you relubricate, always clean off all the old oil or grease. So you always want to make sure that's all gone. And I'd also recommend that you take your gun, seeing as there's also probably some grease inside where the cylinder goes. I want to get like this t-shirt or something and go ahead and clean out as much as you can, thread it through up to like the hop up, and just go ahead and pull that out. So for this, there isn't very much of a system on it. Stuff does spread a lot, so you want to go ahead and just put like a line all the way across, just like that, maybe a little bit more. Just grab your hand and just put it all over the cylinder. And just make sure it's pretty even, that way it looks pretty neat from the outside. Just make it in straight lines. Alright, once you got that done, you can go ahead and put this back, or make sure you clean off any grease off your hand first, because when you're putting the cylinder back in, there is the piston sear, which you got to push down in order to put the piston back inside. So when you're putting the cylinder, what you want to do is go ahead and put that in there. It'll stop. So what you want to do is get a screwdriver, and you'll see the thing. If you look inside, you'll be able to see what's stopping it. So you just get the screwdriver, push it back, and then you go ahead and just push the cylinder forward. But it's kind of hard to do, so let me go ahead and do this right here. It'll go all the way forward, assuming that you tighten the cylinder head all the way. And then you can go ahead, put the bolt down if you like. And then this is when you push back in this pin all the way, just make sure. And that's about it. Alright, thanks for watching. Have a good day.